Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim and we're playing through Silent War 2.0 with the IJN expansion, campaign number 3, Turning the Tide. We are getting ready to start week 2 of July 1943. So let's jump right in. We'll start as always with the war event phase on a roll of 0 to 3. We'll have a war event. Nope, not this week. All right, torpedo improvement phase. So we did cross our next threshold for torpedo improvement, which was 290. If I can find it. There it is. So we get to try again this week to improve our torpedoes. Again, we're trying to reach plus or minus 0 from -1. We failed when we hit 270. We failed when we hit 280. So now we're trying at 290. We're actually at 293. So if we fail this week, we got to reach 300 then before we can try again. But let's see if we can do it. We rolled a 7 last week, so hopefully we can do that again or even better. So here it goes. Back to normal zoom. Come on. Yes, 8. We did it. So our torpedo value goes up to 0. So we no longer have to subtract 1 every time we do an attack. And for our attack results. So, all right. It's very exciting. Okay, just so you know then, now that we've reached 0, in order to improve to +1, now we have to get 450 ships sunk. So that's going to be a little while. All right, next up, come on, there we go. Next up is the intelligence, intelligence and weather event phase. So we'll roll on the ultra table. Right here. Let's see where our ultra areas are going to be this week. 3. For war period 3 is going to be the Java Sea and the Solomons. So the Java Sea, we do have a few, let's put it over here. We do have a few here that will be able to reach that. And then the Solomons, right next to where our last ultra area was. That's why we got this big old pile here. Caroline's was one of the ultra areas last week. So it looks like we'll be able to get quite a few into there. We've got 3 over here in the Bismarck. Although, again, the Solomons aren't that great for finding stuff during this part of the war. Only a 7, 8, or 9. So with the plus, it'd be a 6, 7, 8, or 9. I don't know. We'll have to see if it's going to be worth doing that or not. Okay, next is our weather roll. So we're in July, so we need a 1 or less in order for tropical storm to form. Did not get one again. So that will take us to the RRR segment. No reinforcements this week. That only happens in week 1 of each month. So ready submarines phase. We've got a couple here. We're going to go ready for sea at the Sperry. And of Quite a stack here at Pearl Harbor. This one at Brisbane, none at Fremantle, and one at Dutch Harbor. All right, so now we need to roll for all the ones in the broom boxes. So we'll start over here with our submarine tenders. We just got one here in the broom box at the Sperry, which is the steelhead. Needs a 5 or less. Got it. And then we have 3 in the broom box at the Fulton, our newest submarine tender. So Flying Fish needs a 5 or less. Did not make it. We'll go ship side. Sailfish needs a 4 or less. Made it. Ready for sea. And the Gurnard, 5 or less. Made it. All right, so we'll have lots of room at our 2 forward bases this week. We'll be able to get 6 in here at the Fulton and 7 at the Sperry. All right, we got 1 here at Pearl Harbor that we need to roll for. That's the Seawolf, needs a 4 or less. We made it. We're going to empty out all of our bases this week. And then we've got 2 at Fremantle. Oops. The Sowry needs a 4 or less. The Finback needs a 5 or less. So we'll roll them at the same time. Black die will be for the Sowry. And they both made it. All right, then we've got our repair phase. We've got 2 here at Pearl Harbor in repair box 2, which they need a 6 or less. So we'll do black die for the guardfish, white die for the halibut. And they both advance. Once the halibut comes out, we'll be able to get another early Gatto in for refit. Okay, and then we just have 2 up here. Yep, at Dutch Harbor. They need a 5 or less. So the black die will be for the S23 and white die for the S35. And first one didn't, second one did. So S23 will have to stay another week. S35 finished repairs. All right, we're looking pretty good there. Next up, we have our prep for operations phase. We'll get everybody moved up to their done, or not done, operating sections from the done section. Hoping to see a marked improvement this week with our torpedoes being improved. Okay, that's, oh, no, got one more. Almost missed the one over here in the Aleutians. Okay, that is everybody. So, on to the operations segment. All right, let's see who we can get back. Well, let's start up here with the ones that we don't have a choice. These all have to go back to Dutch Harbor since they're operating as part of the Aleutians campaign. So none of them are damaged, but they will have to roll on anything but superficial. We'll put them in repair box 1. There's not going to be any transit event check. So we'll just get them all over here, and then we'll roll for their damage. So let's do the S40. So we're looking for a 0 to 2 for superficial damage. Okay, good, he did. Room box. The S41. Nope, light damage for him, so he goes to repair box 1. And then the S28. Also repair box 1. Even though that's moderate damage, it's just no matter what the result, they go to repair box 1 for this roll. Okay, so that's those 3. Clean up these markers. Let's see. Well, we definitely want to get the harder back into the Sperry over here in the North Pacific. So let's do him next. He's going to have, there's only one red box in each of the areas he moved through, so this will be the governing op area here. He gets -1 for being on transit side, but +2 for leaving the Sea of Japan. So he's going to have a +1 to his roll. So an 8 or 9 will cause a possible transit event. Nope. So he will go to the broom box of the Sperry. All right, we've got quite a number down here that can reach the Fulton. Even this one over here can. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got potentially 6, which it can take because we only have the one at ship side. Got two coming out. So I think what we'll do, we want to get some ships up here, or some subs up here in the East China Sea, I think. These 2 can patrol move there, so we could get a couple more. Actually, this one could patrol move there as well if we wanted to. Let's see who we got coming out of the Fulton that we might want to send up there. We've got the Gurnard, which is a Gatto, and the Sailfish, which is a new S2. So I think definitely the Gurnard we want to send up that way. Yeah, these are actually some pretty, I don't know if we want to tie up that area with them. The Albacore we definitely want to move up into there. So yeah, let's actually send both of these guys in. The Gurnard and the Sailfish will both leave the Fulton, which is in the Marshall Islands op area. They'll sail through the Marianas into the East China Sea. So we're on transit side, so we got a -1. This is going to be our governing op area over here. There is shallow though, so if either or both of them don't have radar, we will have to do a roll. Let's see, the sailfish does have radar, and the Gurnard does have radar. All right, so they won't, either one of them, we'll have to do a transit event check then. So we'll just move them both up over to here and flip them to patrol side. All right, so that frees up the Fulton then to take 6 more in. So we can try to get all of these over there. The one that's damaged, we'll have to roll to see if he can get in or not. But let's start with all these that are going to have the congregating risk here. We've got one. Looks like we've got 4 there that are coming out. And there's 7 subs there. So the first 3 that come out will be subject to congregating risk. Let's do the undamaged ones for that. All right, so we'll start with, well, actually we won't have to worry about that because there's no red boxes there, so the congregating risk is irrelevant. Okay, so all 3 of these can make it in for sure. We'll get them over into the Fulton's broom box. That's the sawfish, the silver sides, and the sturgeon. It's really nice having that second forward base there, not having to go all the way back to Pearl Harbor. All right, then for the, which one is this? The sculpin. We're gonna need to roll, see what his damage is like. If it's anything but superficial, he'll have to move on. It's looking for a 0 to 2. Ooh, got it. Thought it was going to be a 7 there. So he can go in. All right, so that's all the ones out of there. And then that clears a path for, actually it really doesn't, there's still 4 there, but that's all right. So there's actually 8 there, my mistake. But same thing here, coming from the Bismarck Sea. No red box in the Carolines, no red box in the Marshall Islands, so no transit events to worry about. So the Tautog can come in. That puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can take 1 more. And that will be the skipjack. So the skipjack does have a red box here in the Marianas, but because he's on transit side and there's no congregating risk along this path, he's leaving an area with 2. This one only has 2, only 3 here. He won't have to roll for a transit event. And he will likewise, dock at the Fulton. All right, so that's, I think everyone that's, oh no, we got a couple up here in the South China Sea that need to come home as well. Maybe just 1. Oh, there's 2. Okay, so we're gonna bring them back down towards Fremantle. They won't be able to make it there this turn, but we'll get them down into the Java Sea at least. Although, with the Java Sea being an op area, I think we want to wait until these guys get down there and patrol before we pull them back. forgot about all these up here too. Let's go ahead and take care of them. They can get into the Sperry. He's got room for 3 more. Looks like there's 3 there. That's perfect. So they will be coming through the Bonins to the North Pacific. We do have 4 there now. So actually, let's these are all outbound, right? Yeah, let's move some of them out first. We want to get at least 2 of them up into the Sea of Japan, I think. So what do we got here? They all got those, yep. So we'll just take the top 2. So the Lapon will go through the Coral Islands. I guess we should have technically done this before we moved the Jack. Was it the Jack we moved out? Did we move somebody up there already? If so, they should have been on the Dunn side. No, I think we moved someone back. That's what it was. He should have actually had congregating risk then, because I forgot there was 4. Yeah, there was 4 subs in this area when he moved back. But I believe his roll was low enough that even with another +1, it wouldn't have mattered. That is something to take note of there. All right, so now when they leave, though, there won't be any congregating risk. So the Lapon through the Coral Islands into the Sea of Japan. He's going to have +2 for entering the Sea of Japan, but -1 for being on transit side. So net +1. There are 2 red boxes there, so a 7, 8, or 9 will be what we're wanting to avoid. Okay, good. He can patrol there next turn. And then the Sunfish. So you know what I should check for is which ones have radar. I believe the Lapon does. We just got that one recently, yep. The Sunfish. He also has radar, so we'll send him up there. So boom, boom. Again, just looking to avoid a 7, 8, or 9. All right. And now we can bring these ones back from the Empire Pacific through the Bonins to the North Pacific. No congregating risk now. And they're on transit side, so they won't have to make rolls. So all 3 of these can just come back. And that is the Tenosa, the Whale, and the Hoe. Okay. I think this guy got knocked off here, I think. He was in the South Philippine Sea. All right, I think we are ready to start some patrols now. We'll hold off, like I said, bringing those 2 back toward Fremantle until we finish patrolling here in the Java Sea. So we're going to send the grouper patrol move down here. The grouper does not have radar, but there's no red box in the Java Sea anyway, so that doesn't really matter. And this is nice. We get a double bonus here. So not only do we get the +1 for it being an ultra area, we get a +1 because it's narrow on search and contact. So +2 for search and contact gives us a 6 and a 4, which is going to be a sparse small convoy. And remember, we get to add an extra ship for each numbered column. So that's going to be 3 and 2. Okay, here's what the grouper found. Like I said, he does not have radar for tactical rating. So I'm thinking we set up here. And we go standard posture, flip the 4 red balls. Combat event. Be a good one. Oh, 8 is not a good one. That's counterattack. I don't even need to look it up. I've gotten it so much lately. So we will not get to attack the first round, but we will be subject to counterattack if we reveal any ASW. All right, 2 more flips to go. Merchant, and yep, we got one. And destroyer is the Asakazi. At least it's a small one. Oh, and we need to replace our auxiliary as well. Tend to forget those sometimes. The Asahi. I think that's a named ship in the base game too. All right, he goes back to column A. Cup A. All right, so now we need some TDC markers. No, we don't need TDC markers because we don't get to attack. So we go straight to the counterattack. He gets 1. The half rounded up becomes 1. There are no red boxes. And then 3 for the war period makes 4. We have 4 defense, but we're in shallow water, so we only get to subtract 3. So he's going to be on the 1 to 2 row. And he will have no modifiers. 6 is going to be nothing. All right, so then the re-attack round. We stay here. I'm pretty sure this is going to be something bad. I don't think we've seen any counters in column A since we last did the remix that have a rising sun on the back and aren't something bad. But at the same time, if we move over here, then we're only going to have a shot at that one. I mean, maybe the destroyer too, but I think I'd rather just, I think what I'd really rather do, because I really want to get this guy, is move over to here. And let's go, you know what, let's go aggressive. It is in fact another destroyer. Oh good, another half, so we'll just add up to 1 still. The Minakaze. Start calling him the Mini Kazi because he's so small. All right, now we get to do TDC markers, and these will be -2 now since we're in the re-attack round and are aggressive, except we can't go below -4. The other nice thing with that torpedo level being at 0 now is it makes split shots a lot more viable, because we're not having to subtract 1 from each attack after we divide it up. Well, I don't think we'll be going after the Asahi. I mean, I guess we could. I think we'll still have a somewhat of a shot on it. Let's figure out what they would be. I got some bigger dice to use for marking these with. So let's see. The 6, no longer -1. Thank you. -3 is going to be 3. -1 for the ASW makes 2. This is actually a +1 TDC, which makes our 2-hit number a 1. But with our die roll modifier, we would hit on a 2 or less. If we went after that merchant instead, that's a -3 TDC. We'd be looking at our 6 minus his 2 defense is 4. We lose 1 for the ASW. We lose 1 for going over a column, makes 2. But then we add back in 3. So his 2-hit is a 5, and we would actually hit on a 6 or less with our DRM. So yeah, I think we'll go after the merchant. Even though I'd like that 15,000 tons. Let's just see if we can sink something here, especially since we lost our initial attack round. Okay, so we're looking for a 6 or less. Nope, didn't get it. And that 2, even without having to subtract 1 for the torpedo level, still would have only damaged it. All right, so let's clean this up. They get to counterattack. Still just 1, plus no red boxes, but 3 for the war period makes 4. We only get to subtract 3 for our defense because we're in shallow water. So he's on the 1 to 2 row. He gets a +1 for a re-attack round and +1 because we're aggressive. That's going to be a 4, which is nothing. All right, for his endurance check, A rating, but we did go aggressive, so 4 or less is what he needs. Got it. All right, next we'll bring down the trout. The trout does not have radar either, but again, there's no red box here, so no transit event for any of these movements. +2 for the search and contact. Ooh, 2 and 3, that's not going to be anything. So B rating, didn't find any contacts, so he needs a 5 or less. Okay, did not get it. And the GAR will move down. And the GAR does not have radar either. But again, no transit event check needed. +2 for search and contact. Ooh, 11 and 4. That's going to be moderate density. And 4 is a small convoy. And then we get +1 to all these values. So 3, 4, 2, 2. All right. GAR has tactical rating of 4. Well, column B looks pretty tempting. Let's hope we don't get burned here. Let's go standard attack posture. I know there's a diligent escort lurking under a red ball in column B, or in cut B. See what our combat event is. 8 again, really? We will not get to attack in the first round. But there won't be a counterattack either, because those are all merchants. All right. We could slide over here. That would prevent us from having to flip that rising sun over. And we know there's no diligent escorts in A. So that seems like a pretty good idea. Let's slide over here. Let's go to aggressive. And see what we get. That one again. Oh, there was a destroyer hiding under there. And another one. Oh boy. Well. Surprise, surprise. So for our two destroyers, oh good, another small one, the Namikaze. And not so small, the Arare. Okay, and our auxiliary is the Break, which I believe is actually a German ship, but they decided to leave the Japanese flag on for supposedly for rules simplicity, so they wouldn't have to refer to Japanese and German ships. But I did notice there is one that does have a German flag, so doesn't really make sense, but whatever. That goes back in Cup A. All right, well, let's see if we can make something happen here. Just got one round to do it again. Oops. We'll go with our 4 non-destroyer ships for our TDCs. Hopefully at least one of them's good. Because we're going to have 3 ASW to overcome. Not great, not great. Even worse. There it is. All right, so we've got a -4 here for that TDC. So we're looking at R6 minus the ship's 1 defense makes 5. We lose 3 for the ASW. We lose 1 for going over a column, but then we add back in 4. So we're looking at needing a 5 again for our target number, which means a 6 or less would actually be a hit since we're aggressive. Just for curiosity's sake, if we did try to go after this one, we'd be 6 minus 3 for his defense, leaves 3. The ASW takes that away, and then this is a -1 TDC because we're in the reattack round and we're aggressive. So that would add back 1. So that would be, again, be a 1 to hit. Well, a 1 for the 2 hit. With the DRM, a 2 or less would hit it. Yeah, I think we still go after the better shot. So we need a 6 or less. Hey, we got it this time. And that 8 will certainly sink it. And again, remember, we don't have to subtract 1 from this anymore. So that 8 is right there, well into the red. All right, so the Gar scores our first kill for the week. A 2,000-ton merchant. Get that added to our totals. One more ship for 294 and 2 more 1,000 tons for 1,228,000 tons. Our endurance check, we did go aggressive, and he's a B rating, so we need 3 or less. Nope. All right, and that is all that we're going to be able to get into that ultra area this turn. So I think next, let's go ahead and take care of our Aleutians campaign. So the S, what was that, 34? Yeah, S-34 is going to patrol move to the Kuril Islands. So a 9 is what we don't want. And then for search and contact, just a regular roll this time. 6 and 7. So 6 is going to be low density, and 7 is a large convoy. Low density, large convoy, 2211. I just realized in my excitement I forgot to do the counterattack against the GAR, so let's take care of that now. He's going to have 3, no red boxes. 3 for the war period makes 6. He only gets to subtract 2 for the defense because we're in shallow waters. So they're going to be on the 3 to 4 row with a +2 because it was the re-attack round and we were aggressive. So a 5 on the 3 to 4 row just misses. All right, so everything else was good. He did his endurance check. He had to return to base. And now let's set up for the S-34. All right, no radar for the S-34. Just a 2 for the tactical rating. So I think maybe we'll set up here in column B. I think we will go cautious. All right, we found auxiliary. We got the brake again. I swear I did mix them up before I pulled it. You can hear it. All right. This is going to be kind of tough for him with only 3 attack. At least it doesn't get knocked down to 2 now. Okay, -1. We'll have a shot because we're at 3. He's at 2. So we can hit on a 1 or less. Nope. No counterattack, I should say. For the re-attack, I think we stay here and we stay cautious. And we flip this one. Oh, come on. Probably should have done that one instead. All right, we have the Inazuma. Give us a better TDC this time. -2 or -3 would be great. Nope. Nope. I'm afraid we don't have a shot this time. No, we have a theoretical one here, I think, because we assume he's a 1 defense. So our 3 minus his 1, -1 for the TDC, -1 for the ASW means we could potentially hit this on a 0, but only if it's a... He only has 1 defense. So let's see what it is. Nope. It's our light carrier buddy. Light cruiser buddy. I don't know why I keep saying light carrier. It's the Kitakami, but with 4 defense. That's an automatic miss. And since it's the reattack round, they do get to counterattack after an automatic miss. So 1 plus 1 red box makes 2. 3 for the war period makes 5. We only have 1 defense. So the 3 to 4 row, we are cautious though. So +1 for reattack, -1 for cautious, cancel each other out. And ooh, we got an 8 though. That's gonna be bad. 3 to 4, an 8 is damaged. For the endurance check, we're a D rating and we're damaged. So we need a 1 or less. Did not get it. All right. Then we've got search and contact for the S32. 6 and 6. It's going to be low density, large convoy. That's what we just had, right? 2211. We got no solution over here in column D. They were too far. Again, S32, no radar, and only a 2 tactical rating. I think we go here and go standard. Flip these 2. Oops. Combat event again. Getting a lot of those. Just don't be an 8 again. Okay, 4. I think that's a bad one too, though. Mechanical troubles, maybe. Yes, it is. Mechanical troubles end attack. Submarine encounters mechanical trouble. No combat phase. We roll a die. If it's odd, then we get damaged and RTB. If it's even, then we just get to automatically go to the done section. No endurance check required. So we're hoping for even. Nope. So damaged RTB for the S32. That will end the Aleutians campaign for the week. Just had 2 subs out. So why don't we slide on over here to the Sea of Japan next. See if we can get some good results over here. We got the jack, search and contact roll. 3 and 6. 3 is going to be low density. 6 is a large convoy. So the same thing. 2211. All right, the jack does have radar. We're going to set him up here in column A. And we're going to go cautious so that he can take advantage of that radar. Otherwise, we just have to flip all 4 of these. So let's go just these 3 red balls. Combat event again. Wow. 7. 7 is counterattack combat. So they're going to get to counterattack us first before we do our attack. Hopefully there won't be one. There is not. Okay, so TDC markers. I think actually the way this works is you still put out your TDC markers, you still choose your targets, because if you target an unrevealed one, you still have to flip that over. But then before you actually conduct the attack itself, they do their counterattack. So we would go through all these motions first, assuming there was some ASW out. We went cautious, so it's probably not going to be a good idea to try a split shot here. So we'll just put everything on that one. But then before we actually resolve the attack, this is where they would counterattack, but in this case there is none, so we can proceed with our attack normally. So we've got 7 minus 2 is 5, minus 1 for going over a column. We add back in 2 for the TDC. So our 2 hit number is a 6, which means we'll actually, yeah, and we're not aggressive. So yeah, we'll hit on a 6. 6 or less is what we're looking for. Got it. An 8 is certainly enough to sink a 1,000-ton ship. So the jack, I probably could have done a split shot there, now that I think about it. Because even if this had a +1 on it, we still could have sent like, I don't know, 3 or 4 at it. Oh well, we didn't. So the jack gets a 1,000-ton merchant. This back in the cup, and total that up. One more ship puts us to 295 and another 1,000 tons. All right, I think we'll stay right here in column A for the reattack round. We'll go ahead and stay. You know what, let's go standard. There's an off chance we might want to do a split shot here. So we'll switch to standard attack posture. We still just reveal this one. It is a destroyer. It's the Yugumo. That's not that good. But let's see what our shot's going to be. So 7 minus 1 for the defense is 6. That's a 0 TDC because we're in the re-attack round. And then we lose 2 for the ASW. So 4 or less to hit. Oh, just missed it. Just needed that TDC to be 1 lower. If those were reversed, we could have gotten it. The TDC markers, that is. All right, they do get to counterattack this time. So 2, there are 2 red boxes, so that's going to make 4, plus 3 for the war period makes 7, minus our 4 defense. Puts them on the 3 to 4 row. And plus 1 modifier for the re-attack round. And we were standard, so we don't get our minus. So that's a 4 on the 3 to 4. It's going to be nothing. Our endurance check for an A rating with no modifiers means we need a 5 or less. Nope. Next up is the runner. Search and contact roll. 8 and 0. It's going to be a high density small convoy. So 322. The runner also has radar. Tactical rating of 4. I think we'll stick with column A here. We'll go standard attack posture. Let's do combat event again. Wow. I gotta mix that better apparently. 7, that's gonna be that same counterattack combat. So that was 1, 2. Let's unflip him. And let's go 3. Oh, come on. 4. Wow. Okay, then. Runner ran into a hornet's nest here. Got the Sanae. And the Natsushio. Well, let's see if we can bag that Natsushio with our optional escort targeting rule that we're using, so we can ignore his ASW. That would be ideal if we could do that. Get his 2 ASW out of the mix. Go, wait a minute. Did we go standard? We did, right? Oh, that's right, but we had the first one. We had the combat event, and then we unflipped to this one. 2, 3. So I think we have to flip this one over too, actually. Yikes, okay. Yeah, another one. Oh boy. Samadare. Alrighty then. 4 destroyers we've encountered here. One we were able to slip away from. The other 3 are still on us, potentially. If we don't have a shot here, then that's going to be our saving grace. Might. Let's see, their ASW is going to be 5. No, there's no way. Because even if we target him, we ignore his ASW, they still got 4. Plus his 5 defense. Makes 9. We're at 7. They're actually at 10 because he's over a column. And we're at 7. And we add back, actually we do have a shot on him with a 0. Yep. You can hit this one on a 0. You can't hit that one. Won't be able to hit that one. This one, I don't think so, because they'd be at 5 ASW plus 2 from the TDC. Yeah, plus 1 from the defense. That's an 8. So the only one we have a shot on is this, and we can hit it with a 0 because of the optional escort targeting rule where we ignore their ASW if we target them in the first round. All right, let's see if we can make it happen. Got to get a 0. Nope. And then here comes this counterattack. 5 plus 2 red boxes is 7, plus 3 for the war period is 10, minus our 4 defense puts them on the 5 to 6 row. Oh, and actually, I'm sorry. I wasn't even supposed to roll that yet. I completely forgot we had the counterattack combat event. So after we selected this as our target, then they do their counterattack. So this actually happened before that roll. I'll still take the roll as a fail, but counterattack us first, and an 8 on the 5 to 6 is going to be really bad. Damaged RTB. Yeah, so we didn't even have an opportunity to make the shot, because that forces us to end the combat round immediately. All right, let's just see what it says here. If the submarine is not sunk or forced to RTB, it may then attack normally. But we were forced to RTB, so we do not get to even attempt to attack, which we would have failed anyway. And they go back to the done section. All right, next we're going to move these 2 up into, no, sorry, we're going to move the Albacore up into East China Sea. The Albacore does not have radar, so we do have shallow water here affecting our transit event check with a +1 modifier, so 8 or 9. What we want to avoid. Good. And then search and contact 4 and 3. That's going to be a sparse small convoy. 2 and 1. Got that one memorized. All right, I think we're gonna have them set up here in column A, and we're just gonna go aggressive right from the get-go here. We to make something happen here. Ooh, nice. There is a Rising Sun ship in column A that's not dangerous to us. But those two are. Alright, I think we're going to have to see if we can get rid of one of these destroyers. First one is the Naganami. Second one is the Harusami. And our light cruiser is the Kitakami. All right, we are aggressive, so these will all be -1 TDCs. Like a fat -3 on that destroyer there in our column. Or the other column, either one would do. Alright, well, we got a -2 there. -1 and 0. Well, let's see. If we go after the cruiser, we're at 7 -4 for his defense. -4 for the ASW would be -1. And we get to add 3 back in. So we're looking at needing well, the 2 hit is a 2, so we need a 3 or less to hit there. If we went after the destroyer, we get to ignore his ASW, but he's got 7 defense. So we're looking at 7 -7 is 0. Still got 2 ASW we got to worry about, so that's -2. And then the TDC is only going to add 2 back, so we'd have to get a 0 to hit him. So, as much as I'd like to try to get that destroyer out of there, I think we just try to get this cruiser down and then get out of Dodge. So we need a 3 or less. There we go. And a 3. Ooh, he's a 5,000 ton, so that puts him on the next row. So a 3 is only going to damage it, unfortunately. So it looks like we will have to stick around if we want to try to finish it off. Our counterattack is going to be 4. Plus 1 red box in the op area makes 5. 3 for the war period is 8. We're in shallow waters, so we only get to subtract 3 for our defense. So they're on the 5 to 6 row with a +1. This is kind of scary. Kind of scary. Okay, good. Only a 3 on the 5 to 6. That's as high as we can go without something bad happening to us. All right, so I think this time we switch. Do we switch to standard? We're basically losing up to 2 off of our what we need to roll though if we go standard. No, let's take our chances and stay aggressive. We will not get to do that trick of ignoring the ASW if we target an escort this time. And he's going to have an additional +1. Okay, there we go. Good. So this actually becomes a -4 because it's the re-attack round and we're aggressive. And then since he's damaged, he's going to lose 1 off of his defense as well. So we're at 7. His defense is 3 now because he's damaged. So that's 4. The ASW eats all that up. But then we add 4 back for the TDC. So the 2-hit number is 4. With our DRM, we need a 5 or less. And we just need to get a 2 or higher to get a damage result that'll end up sinking it on the second die. There we go. Plenty. All right, so we have sunk the light cruiser Kitakami. 5,000 tons. That's the albacore. CL. See how that's spelled exactly. Kitakami. 5,000 tons. Over to the pile of shame. And another ship. Just at 296. And our tonnage goes up by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll up the tens. 1,234,000 tons. All right, we do get a counterattack though. Let's not get all excited again and forget that. So 4 plus 1 is 5. 3 for the war period. We only get to subtract 3 defense. He's on 5 to 6 with a +2 this time. Yikes. Oh, good. 3 again. Nothing. All right. And then we got to do an endurance check. A rating, but we went aggressive. So we need a 4 or less. There we go. He can stay out and play again next turn. All right. I don't think we want to send either the plunger or the S42 up there. I'd rather get a couple of these 2 Gattos here. I'd rather get them up into there. Maybe not both of them, but at least one of them. In fact, let's go ahead and do that now. We'll send the paddle. Well, we got the paddle and the Tullaby. I believe they both have radar. They've come in pretty recently. Tullaby does, and the paddle does. So yeah, they can ignore the shallow waters there. So moving through the Marianas up to the East China Sea, they won't have to roll for a transit event since they're on their transit side. And then we'll flip them to patrol. And then I think maybe we'll push the it's a little better over there. We'll push the plunger and the S42 over here to the North Philippine Sea. So transit check, only a 9 will matter. When you got a 9. 3 and 8, that might be something. It is, they are spotted. So we'll do our search and contact. 7 and 3. 7 is going to be low density. 3 is a small convoy. Don't even need to check. So 2, 2, and 1. And we've got a no solution here, evading from cup A. The plunger does not have radar. He's got a 3 tactical rating. I guess we set up here in B. And I think we go cautious. And we'll flip this one. Not sure if I want to do the one in B or the one in C. Let's try the one in B. Not what we wanted. I should have done the one in A, then we could have gotten away from it. Or C, one of the two. Oh well. It is the Harusame. Or Harusame. All right. I think we go here, here, and here. Interesting. Could try to take that destroyer out. It's probably going to be almost as good of a shot as it would be on the merchant, if not better. Then we can ignore his 2 there. So we'd be at 4 minus 6 is -2, but then we add 3 back in. So we would hit him on a 1 or less. The merchant, we're at 4 minus his 1 defense. -2 for the ASW, -1 for the TDC. He's actually a 0. So yeah, we got a better shot on the destroyer. So we will take it. Okay. Their counterattack will be 2 plus 1 red box is 3. 3 for the war period makes 6. We're not in shallow waters, so we can subtract our full 2 defense. Puts them on the 3 to 4 row, but we are cautious, so they get a -1. It's going to be a 7 on the 3 to 4 row. And we are spotted. Very nearly damaged. If we hadn't been cautious, we would have been. We're already spotted, so, or actually, I forgot. That spotted adds a +1, so that actually is a damage result. We don't get our -1. That's an 8. So we are damaged and spotted. I don't think we want to stick around. So we'll go ahead and withdraw. C rating with a damage means that we need a 2 or less to stay. We do not get it. If he gets all 3 status conditions. All right. We got here Another S. A couple of, or a P and a T. Let's, I think we'll send the tarpon up here as well. Yeah. So we've got these three down here that we're probably going to want to get up into South Philippine Sea. So let's do that. We'll roll for his transit check. He's not entering or leaving shallow waters, so it's just going to be a 9 that we need to worry about. Search and contact. Ooh, 9 and 3. It'll be high density. 3 is a small convoy. We're at 3, 2, and 2. One thing I just remembered I wanted to point out to everyone before we proceed. I've been going over the rules, kind of help Brian with clarifying some things and getting some corrections in. And I happened to read that, and I completely forgot about this when I did this, that these submarine tenders also have entry dates. And so when we went to see which one we were going to get for Majuro there, when we had the invasion of the Marshall Islands, we weren't supposed to consider the Orion or the Proteus or the Gilmore in our mix. Fortunately, we didn't roll one of those, but it should have just been between the Holland, the Canopus, the Fulton, and the Bushnell, since those are the only ones currently available. The Holland is, or the Fulton is with us from the start of the war, so it was fine with us getting them, but definitely be something to keep in mind if we end up needing another one. I wanted to point that out to everyone. All right, so getting on with the Tarpon's encounter here. They do have radar, and they have a tactical rating of 3. So I think we're going to set him up here in column A. That's what we want to do. Yeah. All right, and we'll go standard attack posture. We do get 1 unflip. So let's start here. All right, those are nice. And hopefully at least one of these is. Oh, good. All right, so we just need an auxiliary to replace that one. And we got the Haiyanmaru. That'd be a nice prize there, 12,000 tons. Standard posture, so these are all just going to be unmodified TDCs. No die roll modifier for our 2-hit roll. Don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. This one's out of reach. This one would require a 0. So I think we're going after this one over here. Because he's got 1 defense and then 1 for going over a column, which is 2. So we'll be able to hit him on a 2 or less. So let's try it. Nope. No counterattack. Excuse me. Now I think we switch to aggressive. Yeah, kind of figured that. Let's just hope this one isn't one too. Oh, it is. We can't unflip because there's nothing else to flip. So, 2 destroyers have shown up to spoil our fun. Let's hope they're both small like this one. Hibiki. And oh, good, they are. The Shirakumo. I mean, 2 1/2 would have been ideal, but can't complain too much about that. All right, so we are now aggressive. So these will be -2 on the TDCs. I need a really good one. Not great so far. About the same as what we had last time. All right. So these are actually -1s, and this is actually a -2. So it looks like we're probably going to go over there again, but let's see what we got here. This would be 4 -4 is 0, and then -2 for the TDC, or for the ASW, puts us at -2. We only get to add 1 back in, so we can't hit that one. This one's going to be the same, but 2 higher, so this would be a 1 or less to hit that one. So yeah, let's just go after the one over here. 4 -1 is 3, -2 for the ASW, and -1 for going over a column puts us at 0. TDC adds back in 2, and then we have our die roll modifier, which will allow us to hit on a 3 or less. Let's get this. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, 2 is only going to damage it. So that one gets away. We do have a counterattack this time. We are aggressive, and it's the re-attack round, so he'll get a +2. They're at 2, +1 is 3, plus another 3 is 6, minus our 2 defense. 3 to 4 row with a +2. 7 is not going to be great. Spotted. And for endurance check, C rating, we went aggressive, so we need a 2 or less. Got it. Okay, we're also going to send the tuna up here. So transit event only on a 9. Potential transit event, that is. All right, and system contact, 9 and 3. That's going to be another high density small convoy. So 322 again. All right, the tuna does not have radar. 4 tactical rating. Thinking maybe we set up in B. And if we get some nasty stuff over here, we can move away from it. let's go cautious. All right, good deal. You have a little bit of ASW to contend with there from the gunboat, but not too bad. Going cautious here probably precludes any sort of split shot we might want to take. We do need to replace that auxiliary. So let's get that done before we flip these. It is the Goyo Maru, a little small one. All right. Ooh, -2, nice. -1, okay, so those will be equal shots. And +2 on him. So, yeah, I think we go after the oiler over here. So we're at 6. We lose 2 for his defense, so that's 4. 1 for the ASW is half rounded up. That makes 3. We lose 1 for going over a column, but then we add back in 2 from the TDC marker. So we will hit that on a 4 or less. 50-50 chance. Just missed it. That would have been enough to sink it too. All right. Well, I kind of hate to move over here and leave those guys where I can't get to them. So we'll probably move over to column A. But first we got to do our counterattack from the gunboat. So his half gets rounded up to 1. We got 1 red box makes 2, 3 for the war period makes 5, minus our 3 defense. Puts them on the 1 to 2 row. We are cautious, so they get a -1. 3 on the 1 to 2 row is not going to be anything. All right. So yeah, let's slide over here. And I think we'll go ahead and switch back to standard, just in case we do have a possibility for a split shot. And so we reveal these 2. Ooh, nice. Light cruiser. Nice if this was another one. It is. Excellent. Lots of viable targets here. So that's the Jinsu over in column A. And we have the Oyota in column B. Now, if you remember, we got this one, it was either last week or week before maybe. There are some special rules for this ship, but they've been amended. And so it's not until, I think, sometime in 1945 where you're limited on where you're able to find the Oyota. But for the time period we are in, we can find him anywhere. Last time he was up in the Coral Islands, I believe. Made his way all the way down here to the North Philippine Sea. All right. That's one thing that I know it'd be too hard to keep track of, but there is a little bit of unrealism when you use the IJN counters, because you could theoretically find a ship up in the Aleutian Islands and then the very same week or the following week find it down in the Java Sea, which no way it could have gotten down there that fast, but it's okay. All right, so we need our 4 TDC markers. Did we put out a 4th one last time? I don't know if we did. If we didn't, we were supposed to. All right, so we're going to target that one again. And this one, since he's in our column. And kind of like to get that Yoda. That's a pretty hefty cruiser over there, 9,000 tons. Hefty for a light cruiser. So yeah, I think I'll target that one instead of the gunboat. All right. So remember, we did switch to standard, so we can potentially do a split shot here. It's not looking like it's going to be. That's when you get 2 -3s that you want to do that split shot. But this is probably not good conditions for that. Looks like we'll probably go after the little baby merchant here. Let's see what this would be. That's going to be, so that's a -2 now because we're in the re-attack round. 6 minus his 1 defense, -1 for ASW makes 4. But then we add back in 2. So we can hit that on a 6 or less. We can hit the Jinsu. 6 minus 4 is 2, -1 for the ASW, and then we add back in 2 again from this. So we could hit that one on a 3 or less. I think we just go after the higher probability shot there. I mean, if we did want to do a split shot, we'd probably want to send 3 more to this one than we send to this one, so they'd be equal. So that would mean we'd send, we can't do 3 more, so we'd have to do like 4 and 2 basically. So we'd send 4 after this one, which would bring him down to a 1. And we'd only send 2 after this one, which would bring him down to a 2. So yeah, I don't like those odds very well. So we'll just target the merchant, 6 or less. Didn't matter. All right. Counterattack again. 1 plus 1 plus 3 makes 5 minus our 3 defense. 1 to 2 row. And they get a +1 this time because we are no longer cautious and it is the re-attack round. That's going to be nothing. All right, for endurance check, B rating, we never went aggressive, so 4 or less. Got it. I do like that they're being able to stay out. That's definitely helpful. All right, so we got 4 subs there now. Got 4 in the East China Sea. I'd almost kind of like to send the Pito up to the East China Sea as well, even though he's going to have another transit or a congregating risk being added. because that gives us more that we can get up into the Yellow Sea next turn potentially. So let's do that. Let's send the Pito up to the East China Sea. The Pito does have radar, I believe. Yes. So the shallow waters won't bother them at all. But they will have a +1 for congregating risk. So 8 or 9 is what we don't want to see. And then for search and contact, we'll get a -1 because of the congregating risk. And that's going to be a 1 and a 5, so he didn't find anything anyway. Well, let's hope he can stick around. A rating, didn't find anything, so 6 or less. Yes. All right. What do we want to do next? I think so. We've got three subs here in the Java Sea. We got these ones up here in the South China Sea that need to come back. I think we'll send one of them all the way down to the Java Sea, but then the other one we'll just send here so that we don't get too crowded. We'll still be able to make it back next turn from there. One's spotted and one's damaged. So I'm thinking we send the damaged one, try to get him as far along as possible. So we'll send that one down to here. It's the grayling. The grayling does not have radar, so the shallow water is going to kick in and negate their -1 for being on transit side. This will be the governing op area here, so they'll have to stop there if they get an RTB result on a transit event. So only a 9. Nope. And the other one is the Sea Raven. I believe they do have radar, yes. So they won't need to roll for a transit. Well, especially not because they're using cautious transit. So they got a -2. And then they don't have to do the shallow modifier. So they will just move to there. All right. That leaves the Thresher there. I wonder, just noticed this. There's this line here that goes from, so there's a transit route from South China Sea 1 to the submarine base Manila/Subic Bay. And there's also one from the North Philippine Sea into there. But now that that base is closed down, I don't know if that's considered a transit route through there. I'm guessing not, but I'd be curious to know for sure on that. In any event, I think we'll just have the Thresher go ahead and patrol here, South China Sea 1 area. So they get search and contact roll. 5 and 6 is going to be low density. 6 is large convoy. So we're looking at 2, 2, 1, and 1. Okay, the Thresher does not have radar. And he's already spotted. I think we'll be a little bit on the safe side and set up over here in column A and go cautious. We'll do these two. Very good. And then hope that one of these is our light cruiser. Not that one. The Isanami. Everything in column A and column B will get a TDC marker. And let's see what we come up with. Oh, we got to replace that auxiliary as well. There was something with less than 5 defense. A little bit less. The Aramo. Still nice tonnage. Okay, what can we do here? Definitely not that one. Looks like this is our best bet. So 6 minus 2 for his defense is 4, minus 1 for the ASW. Add 1 back for the TDC. And we are hitting on a 4 or less. Oh, just missed it. Make sure I calculated that right. 6 minus 2 is 4. Minus 1 is 3. Add 1 back for the TDC makes 4. Yep. Missed it by that much. Counterattack is going to be 1 plus 1 is 2. Another 3 makes 5. Not shallow water, so subtract our 3 defense. Puts them on the 1 to 2 row. We are cautious, so they get a minus 1. 5 on the 1 to 2 row is going to be nothing. All right, for reattack, we're going to stay here. Oh, sorry. We did have a plus 1 because we were spotted, so that was actually a 6, but it's still nothing. Yeah, so we stay here. We stay cautious. We flip this. Another destroyer. The Shirakumo. Again, TDCs for everybody in the first 2 columns. Let's get some negative 2s and negative 3s here. We'll get a minus 1 for the reattack round on each TDC. Come on. Watch, these will have the good ones over here. Yep. Wheel, that's a bummer. All right, so here we're looking at, that's a minus 1. So he's a 1 effectively. So 6 minus 1 is 5, and then we lose 2 for the ASW. So we need a 3 or less to hit this one. I'm not even going to figure out what that one is. Oops, 3 or less. Hey, we got it, but no damage. All right, counterattack this time is going to be 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 3 is 6, minus 3 is 3. He's on the 3 to 4 row. We stayed cautious, so we get a -1 for that, but then he gets a +1 for the reattack round and a +1 for spotted. So a net +1 on the 3 to 4 row. It'll be a 7. It's probably going to be spotted again. Yep. So no effect since we're already spotted. And B rating did not go aggressive, 4 or less. Hey, nice. And hopefully you can lose that spotted marker at the end of the turn. Okay. What do we want to do next? We need to get some subs into the Empire Pacific. So I think we send the Tunny and the Drum over there for sure. And possibly the Swordfish and the Tullabee. I think that sounds like a good plan. So we're looking at, there's only one red box in both of the op areas they're moving through. There's not going to be any congregating risk, and they're all on transit side. So no rolls needed. Let's get all 3 of them. I guess I said the Swordfish, but he's on patrol side, so he can't reach there. But they will patrol from there next turn. So that's everybody up there. So now we got to decide what to do with the S-42 and the Swordfish. We still got the S-31 over here in the South Philippine Sea. I think we'll just have him stay there and patrol that area. So search and contact for him. 5 and 1. It's going to be a sparse small convoy, which is 2 and 1. All right, no radar for the S-31. And 2 tactical rating. I think we need to make something happen here, so we're just going to go aggressive, flip everything over, and see what we can do. Perfect. 2 auxiliaries. The Tatakawa Maru. And the Kanto Maru. All right, we only get 2 TDCs. I say we just go after the 2 in our column. Even though that merchant over there has less defense, he's only going to be effectively 1 less because of the shifted column. So let's try to get some better tonnage here. Thank goodness we don't have to subtract anything for our torpedo value. He's only a 3. That's not good, and that's not great. So we do have a shot here, but we need a 0. Or no, we need a 1 because we went aggressive. 2. This is actually a -1. So that puts him down to 2, which makes our 2 hit number a 1. And with our die roll modifier, we can hit it on a 2. Let's make it happen. Hey, we did it. 2 and 7 is going to be plenty for a 9,000 ton ship. So the S-31 comes through. Gets the AX Kanto Maru. 9,000 tons. Another one for the pile of shame. Might have to start a second pile of shame soon. It's getting pretty tall. All right, and another ship. Just a 297 and 9,000 tons. So we'll just go back one here and up one here. 1,243,000 tons. And we're just getting started. Reattack. Staying aggressive. Great if we could get a split shot on these. That'd be funny. S-boat get a super skipper. I think we can transfer them if we decommission the sub, maybe, or if he gets pulled out, relegated to training duty or something like that. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get these out first. But if we were able to sink both of these, that would qualify us for a super skipper, because it's 3 ships in one go, and I think it's 16,000 tons, which we would be at 22 between the 3 of these. All right. No, I don't see that happening. Ooh, but that one. All right, let's see what our 2 shots would be. So remember, we're in the reattack round and we're aggressive. So these are each -2, except this one can't go below -4. So this one at a -2 puts him at a 1, which means we'd hit, well, his 2 hit would be a 2, which means we'd hit on a 3 or less. This one would be a -4. So let's see, 3 -1 for the ship defense, -1 for going over a column puts us at 1, but then we add 4 back in. So that would be a 5, and we'd hit it on a 6 or less. You know what? We could actually do a split shot. If we sent 1 over here, that would be 1 -1 -1 is -1, and then add 4 back in would be a 3, yeah, because it'd be 2 less. So that would be a 2 hit number of 3, and we'd hit on a 4 or less. And then we send 2 over here, which is just 1 less than we were sending. So this becomes a 1, which hits on a 2 or less. Let's try it. Why not, right? So a 2 or less to hit here, a 4 or less to hit here. Let's try the oiler first. Looking for a 2 or less. Yes. 4 though, is that going to be enough for 11,000 tons? I'm afraid not. It is not. Oh, just 1 short. So close. He's damaged, which means he will go on the turn track. We'll have to see how bad his damage is before he can come back. And then we need a 4 or less here. All right, well, we got that one. We needed to do them in the other order, then we would have got them both. Oh, well. So they also get a 2,000-ton merchant. So another ship, another 2,000 tons. And then we need to see what happens to our damaged ship. So if you recall, we haven't had this happen for a while, but we are using the, where is it? The optional damage table and repair tracking rules for IJN. So we look up their tonnage on this chart, which they are an 11,000 ton. Puts them on the second row, and we roll a D10, and then this is the number of months that they will be in repair and not available in the mix. So let's see what we get. Got a 5. So a 5 is going to put them 5 months out. And I believe that's not including the current month. Number of full months after the current month that the damaged ship will be in repair, placing the ship on the date track corresponding to the month of its return. Return at the beginning of the month following the required number of full months in repair. So they're going to be in repair for 5 months. Knocking everything over here. I think that too was spotted. All right, so we're currently in July, so they're going to be in repair 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, which puts us to December, which means they will come back in January. All right. So now we need to do our endurance check for the S31. They were at D rating. They were aggressive, so they're going to need a 1 or less. Ooh, almost. All right, so they will go back here. And then I think we need to decide if we're going to take advantage of this ultra area at all, or if we'd be better off in the Carolines here. I mean, it's 2. So with the ultra area bonus, we'd be finding something on a 6 or higher here, but we'll find something on a 5 or higher in the Carolines. We've also got 4 ships there currently. Well, before we decide that, I think we're going to have the S-42 and the Swordfish patrol in the Marianas. So let's go ahead and knock those out. So S42, search and contact roll. Ooh, 9 and 9. So that's going to be a high density task force. Might be more than he wants to handle. 1, 2, 2, and 4. Now the S42 does have radar. He's got a 2 tactical rating. This one is too far. So I'm debating whether to put him here in B with the option to slide over here if if we see something we don't like. And to minimize what he has to flip in the reattack round. Or we try our luck in column D. The thing is, with only his 3 attack rating, it's usually some big, heavily armored ships there in D column, so I don't know if he'd be able to get a decent shot on anything. So I'm thinking we'll do the column B strategy. We will go standard attack posture. So we're flipping over 2. We'll go this one. Our hospital ship is back. And this one. Okay, we will unflip that one. And we will flip let's just flip this one. All right. So we need an auxiliary for column A. It is the Chogei. And we get 2 TDC markers. Well, looks like we're going after that hospital ship. At least it'll get it out of the mix if we sink it. We will have to involuntarily RTB if we do. And the tonnage won't count, only the ship. It'll count as a sunk ship, but no tonnage. All right, so we're at 3. He's at 0. We need a 3 or less. We went standard, right? Yep. 3 or less. Didn't get it. All right, for the reattack round, we slide over here. We go aggressive? Sure. Let's go aggressive. Flip the destroyer here. It's the Samadare. TDCs again, -2s unless they are, or -2 to each unless they're a -3, then only -1. That makes that a 0, that makes that a 1. So it looks like we're going after the Chogei this time. If we can. This is effectively a 0. So unfortunately, it's not going to be good enough, because 3 minus 3 is 0, minus another 2 is -2. And then here also, that's actually a worse shot. Maybe not. Yeah, it is, because that's a 1, which makes him a 3. And then it's over a column, which makes him a 4. So it's actually worse than this one. So we have no shot. We do get a counterattack because it's the reattack round. So 2 plus, where are we at? We're in the Marianas. 1 red box, so that's 3. Another 3 makes 6. Subtract our 2 defense. 3 to 4 row, reattack and aggressive gives them a +2. 7 on the 3 to 4 row is spotted. D rating, went aggressive, needs a 1 or less. Nope. You will RTB next turn. All right, so that rather abrupt ending you just experienced was my memory card on my phone filling up, and I didn't realize it. So I just kept playing, not realizing I wasn't recording anymore. So I'm going to summarize here for you what you missed, and some of it was some pretty exciting stuff. So I'm really disappointed I didn't get it recorded. But after the S42 was just spotted and then forced to RTB, I moved the swordfish over from the Marshall Islands, and they ended up not sinking anything, but did get a damage result from a counterattack and were also forced to RTB. So they're there. And then I sent the 3 subs that were in the Bismarck Sea into the South Philippine Sea. The Palau, I believe, didn't find anything, but then passed their endurance check, so they're still on patrol there. The Sea Dragon, I believe they did find something, but didn't manage to sink anything, and they also passed their endurance check. But they did get spotted. And then the Pike found something and managed to sink 2 cruisers. The 15,000-ton Miyoko and the 13,000-ton Chikuma. So 28,000 tons between 2 ships there for his patrol. Did get damaged in the, I believe, the second counterattack. And, or may have even been the first counterattack, and I decided to stick around to try to polish off that. Yeah, that's right. Because the only counterattack was from the cruiser here, the aircraft-capable cruiser, and they got lucky and rolled like a 9, I think. Damaged me, but then I stuck around, didn't reveal any more ASW in the reattack round, and then was able to put the Chikuma to the bottom of the sea, and then no counterattack after that. So kind of went a little chancy there, but we were over in column D, so I felt pretty confident. I mean, semi-confident that we weren't gonna, and he had radar, I believe, that we weren't gonna encounter any more ASW factors, and it paid off. So those totals got added. Of course, these 2 went over to the pile of shame, and those 2 ships brought our totals up to 300 ships and 1,200,000 273,000 tons. So that was where we left off, and we decided to finish off the rest here today with the subs in the Carolines and the Solomons. So, excuse me, what I decided I was going to do, since we've already got 4 subs here in the Carolines, is they'll just go ahead and patrol there. We'll let the 3 here in the Solomons try their luck in the ultra area with the bonus, even though odds aren't that great. If they moved up here, they'd be having congregating risk, so they'd have to suffer another, it'd basically be the same result to find something. So let's go ahead and do the S47, search and contact. I did also want to point out, I had knocked over this stack at some point yesterday, and I wasn't sure who the spotted marker belonged to. I think I had put it back on the permit. I reviewed the video from the previous turn, and it was actually the seal that was spotted, so that's back where it should be. All right, so search and contact 5 and 6, they do get a +1 because it's the ultra area, but that's still not quite good enough. So D rating, finding no contacts. Excuse me, they're gonna need a 3 or less. Got it. The S46, search and contact, also with a +1. Nope, 2 and 2 is not going to be good enough. They are also a D rating, and they get to stay. And then the pickerel, no joy for him either. C rating, so he's going to need a, with not finding contacts, a 4 or less. Got it. Wow, I think all 3 of them rolled 0 on their endurance check. All right, well, that was quick work of that ultra area, not finding anything. All right, let's see if these guys have better luck in the Carolines. The seal, just a straight roll now for search and contact. Nope, 1 and 9. And unfortunately, there's no red box in the 9 column, so he doesn't even get to find a loner. So he's a B rating, didn't find anything, needs a 5 or less. Got it. The S44, search and contact. Wow, I'm just coming up empty here. D rating, needs a 3 or less. Got it. The permit. There we go. 9 and 3. It's going to be moderate density, small convoy for the 3 result. That's going to be 3, 2, and 1. All right, this looks amazing. Let's see if it actually is. The permit does have radar, 3 tactical rating. Let's just go ahead and set up here in column A. Let's go standard attack. Okay, we're going to unflip that destroyer there. Good. Good. And now, can we pick right here? Let's go with this one. Nope. Oh, diligent escort. Oh, no. All right. We are standard posture, so it's just going to be a normal roll on his, for the diligent escort counterattack. See who we're actually dealing with here. It's the Machiccio. I think we've had that one before. And he's going to get +3 to his ASW rating for a total of 5. But first, he gets to roll on the Diligent Escort row of the counterattack table. And a 4 is nothing. All right, and that was our third flip. So now we need an auxiliary. The Aramo. Okay, I think we will try to get a shot here and then skedaddle. Alright, like that. Hopefully it's enough. Not sure. Doesn't look like it. We've only got 4 attack. That puts his defense down to 1, but then he's getting 5 from the ASW, so he's a 6. This one is even worse. This one, no, with going over a column, and even assuming he's a 1, that's a 0, but then going over a column, that's going to be a 6 as well. Yep, we got no shot, which means they do not get to counterattack, and we will just withdraw. So C rating, we need a 3 or less. Didn't get it. That leaves our last sub on patrol, the Pompano. And he finds nothing. C rating needs a 3 or less, or no, 4 or less, because he didn't find anything. Didn't get it. All right, we just got to get these subs out of their ports and tenders, and we'll be done with week 2 of July. So we've got looks like 3 here coming out of the Sperry, which is here, and we don't have any more coming out of the Fulton here, so that's not going to impact where we decide to send these. I think we've only got 3 there in Empire Pacific, so we definitely want to send 1 over there. I think the Gato would be the best choice for that. So the Steelhead will go here. Only 1 red box in each op area, and he's on transit side, so no transit event check for that. We've only got 2 down in the Marianas, so we could send the other 2 there. That seems like a pretty good idea. And again, 1 red box, 1 red box. They're both on transit side, so no transit event check needed. We'll put them underneath these 2. And we've got 1 coming out of Dutch Harbor. I'll go ahead and send him to Coral Islands because we've only got 2 there now. And there won't be a transit event check needed for that because, again, only 1 red box. No congregating risk. Then we've got 2 coming out of Fremantle. Let's see, we're gonna have to send them through. We don't have to, but probably makes sense to send them through here to South China Sea 2. So there will be a +1 for congregating risk going through the Java Sea. There's also shallow waters, which we're looking at the Sowry and the Finback. And the Sowry has radar, but the Finback does not. So the Sowry won't get the +1 from shallow, just the +1 from congregating risk. -1 for being on transit side. So only a 9. Sorry, only a 9 will cause a potential transit event. Nope. So we'll flip him to patrol side. And then the Finback is the same, except he doesn't have radar, so he will have a +1. So an 8 or 9 could cause a problem. Nope. All right, we've got one coming out of Brisbane. And I think we'll just do what we usually do for the subs out of Brisbane and send them up to the Bismarck Sea. There's no red boxes along that route, so no transit event check needed. And then our stack here at Pearl Harbor, which is going to pretty much empty it out, except for the 2 subs in repair. Let's see what we're dealing with. Got a new S2, Legato, those are pretty close to each other. Then we've got a P1, new S1, still pretty decent. 2 more Gatos. Okay, so let's see. We've got 4 Gatos in total, I think, here. Yep. And then a P1, a new S1, and a new S2. So let's see where we might want them to go. I think we want to send the Gatos to the North Pacific. So only 1 red box, only sending 4, so no congregating risk, no transit event checks needed for any of them. And then our other 3 will send down to the Marshall Islands, and they don't have to do transit event checks at all because there's no red boxes. We want them all patrol side? Yeah, I think so. Yep. That's what we'll do. And that will conclude the operations segment. Conclude turn phase. We've got no weather. Spotted markers, we've got a few of those to check on. Start up here with the thresher. 6 or less. Nope. Can't get rid of that. The Sea Raven, 6 or less. Yes. Got any hiding down in this stack? Nope. One here on the Sea Dragon. Nope. Let's get this guy back on top. All right, we have one here. He's got all 3. That's the poor plunger. Oh, well, if he's on RTB, he should be on transit side. All right, let's see if we can lose the spotted marker at least. Yes. Oh, and the tarpon has one as well. Loses that. All right. One in here. Got one down here on the seal. He keeps it. On there. Got one here. S42. He loses his. What else we got here? None there, none there, none there. Got one here. Yep, just the one on the, was that S32? Loses it. And any over here? No. All right, that should do it for spotted markers. Remove the ultra markers. And advance to date marker. Week 3. And no war progress phase yet. A long ways to go before we do that. So the end of week 2 of July 43, we have 300 ships sunk on the nose. 1,273,000 tons sunk. And we have lost 25 submarines. We didn't lose any this week, so thankful for that. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.